Hello, my name is Sonia. Today I learn Abigail.
Welcome to Arithmetic. We're going to begin with our 8 multiplication facts. As we do so, we'll clap for the beginning and then for equals and then the answer.
Equals 56. 8 times 8 equals 64. Equals 0. 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 8 equals 16. 3 times 8 equals 24. 4 times.
Clap for the beginning and then for equals and then the answer will slap. So let's start with 0 times 8 as a team. Ready, begin.
0 times 8 equals 0. 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 8 equals 16. 3 times 8 equals 24. 4 times 8 equals 32. 5 times 8 equals 40. 6 times 8 equals 48. 7 times 8 equals 56. 8 times 8 equals 64. 9 times 8 equals 72. 10 times 8 equals 80. 11 times 8 equals 88. 12 times 8 equals 96.
Well done. Let's do the same thing for the division fact, starting with 0 divided by 8. Together, begin.
0 divided by 8 equals 0. 8 divided by 8 equals 1. 16 divided by 8 equals 2. 24 divided by 8 equals 3. 32 divided by 8 equals 4. 40 divided by 8 equals 5. 48 divided by 8 equals 6. 56 divided by 8 equals 7. 64 divided by 8 equals 8. 72 divided by 8 equals 9. 80 divided by 8 equals 10. 88 divided by 8 equals 11. 96 divided by 8 equals 12.
Well done, Lexi Lights. Let's practice all of our multiplication facts together. Join us by your team. So we'll start with row 3. Row 3, Cian, fast, accurate answers.
24.
Good, Asa.
17.
72.
21. 27.
27.
24. 56.
56, right? Row 2, and students watching.
21.
Good, Arthur.
12.
Yes.
40.
48.
28.
28.
32.
32.
67.
64, good, Arthur. Row 1.
72.
Think again.
36.
Think
66.
63.
48.
48, good, Lexi. 48.
36.
36.
60.
60.
45.
Good, Josh. Lexi, row 4, continue.
97.
Good, Kaden.
15.
Yes.
36.
Yes.
36.
Yes.
77.
72.
24.
24.
24.
Yes.
18.
18.
84.
84. Good. Row 5, continue.
32.
32.
18.
18.
20.
20.
24.
24.
18.
18.
27. 54.
54.
35.
35.
42.
42. Way to think, Tyra. Let's continue with several division facts. See if you can continue those fast, accurate answers. Let's start with row 3.
6.
6. Good, Asa.
7.
7.
5.
Good, Adriana.
9.
Nice.
9.
Good, Cadence.
7. 3.
3, right?
7.
Good, Cadence. Row 1, continue.
9.
9. Good, Emily.
8.
8, right?
9.
9.
4.
4, good.
6.
6, good, Josh.
4.
4, good. Row 2 and students watching.
5.
5, good. Whoop.
12.
12, good.
9.
9, good, Deb.
6.
Yes.
7.
Good.
2.
4 is right.
3.
3, good. Students watching, were you able to keep up with them? I hope so. Row 4, continue.
3.
3 is right.
12.
12.
8.
6, way to think, Morgan.
2.
2, good, Kaden.
4.
4.
8.
8.
4.
4, good. Row 5, continue.
8.
8, good, Jackson.
6.
6.
4.
4, Tyra.
12.
12, good, Jimmy.
8.
8.
2.
2.
9. 12.
12, way to think, Tyra. Now let's do a couple by ourselves. Students watching. Adriana.
5.
Good, Jacob.
2.
Anna.
5.
Asa. 8, good, Cadence.
12.
You got it, Dev.
5.
Carson.
6.
Arthur. Kathleen.
12.
Close. Read it for me.
56 divided by 8 equals
Yes. Emily?
3.
Gage?
5.
5. Josh?
9.
And Lexi?
2.
Yes, way to think for accuracy as we reviewed our facts. Now I'm going to read a combination, and while I read that combination, you be ready for whichever team I call. It could be the girls' team, it could be the boys' team, it could be students watching, or anyone. I'm going to read them a little bit faster. You work on doing them faster. Challenge yourself. See if you can do it even faster than you did in a previous lesson. 3 times 3 times 3 minus 2 plus 5 equals girls. Cadence?
30.
30 is right. 5 plus 4 times 5 minus 3 divided by 6 equals boys. Cadence?
7.
Yes, good. 2 times 5 divided by 2 plus 6 equals students watching. Anyone? Jacob?
11.
11 is correct. Well done. 9 times 6 minus 4 divided by 5 equals anyone. Caden?
10.
10 is right. Well done. 8 times 8 plus 6 divided by 7 equals girls. Emily?
10.
10 is right. Good. 3 times 9 minus 2 divided by 5 times 3 minus 10 equals boys. Dev?
5.
5. Fantastic thinking. Here's a challenge. See if you can keep up with the speed. 7 times 8 minus 6 divided by 5 times 2 plus 3 equals anyone. Asa?
23.
23. Fantastic. If you found that same answer, give yourself a pat on the back. I am proud of you for challenging yourself and see if you could be even faster than you were before. At this time, take out your speed drill. Speed drill. Speed drill positions, lesson 111. Lesson 111, 2 minutes. You may begin. Not always. Dev? Solve the side you students watching?
No.
No is right. So solve the side you know. Now, n plus 5, we can't figure that out. We don't know what that equals. So we'll copy that down. And then we can solve the side we do know. What is 15 minus 3, Cadence?
12.
Yes. Now that we've solved the side we know, our goal is to get the letter by itself. How do I get the letter by itself, Karsten?
Subtract 5 from each side.
Exactly correct. Subtract 5 from each side. That way we can do the same thing to both sides. These two will cancel, Josh. The only thing left on the left side is the letter N. And then we'll bring down our equal signs. Notice your goal is to keep all of your equal signs lined up. Then you have 12 minus 5, which is what, Presley?
8.
Not quite. Students watching? You know.
7.
7 is correct. So N then equals 7. That's the answer. But we always want to check our work to make sure we're thinking accurately. So how do I check an equation? Jimmy?
You write 7 in the front of plus 5 because that's your answer.
Good. Then what do I do from here?
You write the other side, 15 minus 3.
Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 15 minus 3 on the right-hand side. Now, let's solve on the left. 7 plus 5 equals, Arthur?
12.
12. And then on the right-hand side, 15 minus 3 equals what? Gage?
12.
12 is right. So 12 equals 12. Always check that work to make sure you're accurate. 12 equals 12. Both of those numbers match. So we know that our answer, n equals 7, is the correct answer. Let's solve this next equation together. Y minus 8 equals 16 plus 6. Which solve do I solve first, Jacob?
The side you know.
Yes, I solve the side I know first. So we'll bring down our equal side, and we'll solve 16 plus 6 first. What is that, Asa?
22.
Good. What about the side that I don't know? What do I do with the y minus 8, Cadence?
Just copy it down.
Right, just copy it down because I don't know it, so I'm going to copy it, y minus 8. Now, the next thing we need to do is get the letter by itself. How do I do that, Morgan?
both sides?
Yes, so I'm going to add 8, but not just to one side, to both sides. Notice she said add and not subtract. We're already subtracting, so we do the opposite of that, which is adding. On this side, the 8's cancel. We're just left with the y. So y equals whatever our fact here equals. 22 plus 8, Kathleen. Add 2 plus 8 equals?
10.
10. And then carry your 1. 1 plus 2 equals?
3.
3. So your answer, y equals 30, is the correct answer. How do I check this problem, Carson?
Why 30 minus 8 is equal to 16 plus 16.
Yes, 30 minus 8 equals 16 plus 6. So then you're going to keep all of those numbers in the correct order, making sure your equal signs line up. What is 30 minus 8? See if you can subtract that horizontally. What would that answer be, students watching? Adriana.
22.
22 is correct. And on the next side, where we're adding 16 plus 6, what does that equal, Deb?
22.
22. 22 equals 22. Our problem checks. Our answer is correct. Let's take a look at these fractions. Here we're going to reduce. When I say reduce, I want you to think divide. So I'm going to say reduce. You're going to say divide. Reduce.
Divide.
Reduce.
Divide.
Because we want to make smaller. Now we're going to divide by 2. Divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. What would 4 14ths reduce to, Lexi? 4 divided by 2 equals?
2.
2. What is 14 divided by 2, Deb?
7.
7. So our answer here is 2 sevenths. I just reduced. I divided to make it smaller. Let's take a look at 10 22nds. Reduce, divide by 2. Anna. 5. And then what's 22 divided by 2? 11. So we reduced, we divided by 2. Let's look at 8 tenths. Reduce, divide by 2. Arthur. 8 divided by 2 equals?
4.
4. What is 10 divided by 2?
5.
5. So 4/5 is my reduced fraction. To reduce, I had to divide. Let's take a look at some answers on the sideboard, and we'll take a look at these money problems together. The first one is 2 quarters. 2 quarters is worth how much, Jacob?
50 cents.
50 cents. So you see 50 cents written here. 3 dimes is worth 30 cents. 9 pennies is worth 9 cents. I like how each of the decimal places were lined up with our cents. Then we have our column here and our column beside it that we can add together. And our final answer, 89 cents, is correct. Good columns. Notice for 9 cents, we had to do the decimal point 0.9. Very important that the 0 is first. That would change the answer and it would be incorrect if we didn't include the 0. So good thinking there. Let's take a look at the next problem. 2 half-dollars. Now a $half, one of them is worth how much, Dev?
50 cents.
50 cents. If I had 2 half-dollars, how much would that be, Presley?
$1.
Good. So we're going to go ahead and correct this. So we have $1. Now, 8 nickels is worth how much? Well, let's start with 1 nickel. 1 nickel is worth how much, Kathleen?
25.
No.
5.
5. So if you have 8 of them, you could multiply. 8 times 5 equals what, Una?
40.
So 40 cents is correct. So let's move it over into our next column. And then 2 pennies is worth 2 cents. So that one is correct. And I like the decimal points lined up neatly and the 0 in front of the 2. Now let's add these numbers together. 0 plus 0 plus 2 is, class? 2. Good. In the next column, we have 0 plus 4 plus 0 is?
4.
4. Good. We'll bring down that decimal point, and then 1 all the way down can fall. So our final answer should be $1.42. So think carefully, just watch carefully for your $half to make sure that you're remembering the worth of those. I'm going to call a fraction. I want you to find a fraction of a whole number. 1/2 of 20. 1/2 of 20. Students watching? Morgan.
10.
Because, why?
20 divided by 2 equals 10.
You got it. 1/5 of 20. 1/5 of 20. Emily.
4.
Because?
20 divided by 5 equals 4.
Fantastic. 1/3 of 12. 1/3 of 12. Lexi.
4.
4. Why?
12 divided by 3 equals 4.
Fantastic. 1/6 of 12. 1/6 of 12. Dev?
2.
Because?
12 divided by 6 equals 2.
Good. 1/4 of 20. 1/4 of 20. Carson?
5.
Because?
20 divided by 4 equals 5.
Good. 1/2 of 12. 1/2 of 12. Anna?
6.
Because?
12 divided by 2 equals 6.
You've got it. 1/4 of 12. 1/4 of 12. Asa?
3.
Because?
12 divided by 4 equals 3.
You got it. 1/3 of 33. 1/3 of 33. Gage?
10.
No, you're close. Divide 33 by 3. What is 11 is right, because 33 divided by 3 equals 11. We've been practicing our 8 multiplication and division facts, so you are ready for a new family. Let's take a look at our new family. You'll recognize several of these facts, so many of them will not be difficult for you. You already know them. So let's take a look at them. The first one, we know anything times 0. King 0 is always going to be the king, nothing greater. 1 times 9 is just the same number. 2 times 9 is just doubling it, 9 plus 9. 3 groups of 9 is 27. We know our 3 multiplication family. 4 times 9, 4 groups of 9 is 36. 5 times 9, 5 groups of 9 is 45. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 groups of 9. 7 times 9 is 63. 7 groups of 9 is 63. 8 times 9 is 8 groups of 9 is 72. We've learned that fact. This is our new one. 9 times 9 equals 81. And really, that's the only new one, because 10 times 9, all you have to do is add a 0 to the 9 is 90. 11 times 9 is just a 9 and a 9 beside each other. And then 12 times 9 equals 108. That also is a new one. So there are 2. 12 times 9 equals 108. But really, in the whole entire family, there's only 2 new ones. Now I want to show you another fun way. If you're writing this family, or you get stuck and you need to write out your entire family, here's a fun way that can help you remember some of these answers. We're going to start in the middle here with 5 times 9 and 6 times 9. I want you to take a look at the answers. 45 and 54, do you notice something? All you did was flip them. They're switched, 45 and then 54. Take a look at the next two, 36 and 63. I want you to notice something about 36 and 63. Do you notice? They're just switched. Now let's take a look at another group. Take a look at 27 and 72. They're the same numbers, you just switched them. Let's take a look at a couple more here. The next group on 18 and 81. Do you see how it's the same number, just switched? Now after that, the pattern stops, because 9, you have to add the 0 for 90. But really, if you remember those 3 in the middle, that will help you to remember the other facts as well. So if you get stuck on a problem, you can always write out your 9 multiplication family, and that will help you to remember those new facts. So really, we only have a couple of new ones. Our new one here with 12 times 9 equals 108, and then 9 times 9 equals 81. Those are the only new ones. So let's say through our family, we'll do our clapping, and then on the answers, we'll slap together, starting with 0 times 9. Ready to clap? Ready, begin.
0 times 9 equals 0. 1 times 9 equals 9. 2 times 9 equals 18. 3 times 9 equals 27. 4 times 9 equals 36. 5 times 9 equals 45. 6 times 9 equals 54. 7 times 9 equals 63. 8 times 9 equals 72. 9 times 9 equals 81. 10 times 9 equals 90. 11 times 9 equals 99. 12 times 9 equals
108. Fantastic job. This time we're going to rotate teams. So students watching, join your team. Girls are going to give us the first fact, then boys will join us for the second. So girls stand, 0 times 9. Together, begin.
0 times 9 equals 0. 1 times 9 equals 9. 2 times 9 equals 18. 3 times 9 equals 21. 4 times 9 equals 36. 5 times 9 equals 45. 3. 8 times 9 equals 72. 9 times 9 equals 81. 10 times 9 equals 90. 11 times 9 equals 99. 12 times 9 equals 108.
Fantastic. Now here's a challenge. We're going to say our family again, but this time I want you to see if you can keep your eyes closed while we say the facts. Open them if you need to, but see how many you can do from memory. Starting together, stay seated as a team. 0 times 9. Ready, begin.
0 times 9 equals 0. 1 times 9 equals 9. 2 times 9 equals 18. 3 times 9 equals 27. 4 times 9 equals 36. 5 times 9 equals 45. 6 times 9 equals 54. 7 times 9 equals 63. 8 times 9 equals 72. 9 times 9 equals 81. 10 times 9 equals 90. 11 times 9 equals 99. 12 times 9 equals 108.
Well done. Several in here were able to keep their eyes closed the entire time. Students watching, were you able to as well? I like how you're working for accuracy with your facts. Lexi, go ahead and turn on the lights. Already memorized your 9 multiplication family. Look how smart you are already. We're going to take a look at some more Roman numerals. We've been talking about our Roman numerals and combining them. We know that I equals 1. We know that V equals 5. We know that X equals 10. We're going to take a look at a couple more here. The next one we're going to take a look at is L. L equals 50. Now, L will never be repeated, so you only need to use it once when you're going to be using it in a group. The letter C equals 100. Think of the word century. A century is 100 years. A cent, there are 100 cents in a dollar. So when you think C, think 100. C equals 100. M equals 1,000. So these are the next groups. Let's take a look at a couple more groups when we're counting by tens. So we know that X equals 10. We know 2 of them would be 20. 3 X's would be 30. Now let's look at how we would write the number 40. You have X and then L. A smaller in front of a larger, so you're going to subtract. You're going to subtract 10 from 50, which will give you the answer of 40. So think 50 minus 10 equals 40. Then we've memorized, or will memorize, L equals 50. Now we're going to combine a couple more letters, L and X. You have a larger and then a smaller, so you can add. 50 plus 10 equals 60. Here you're adding more groups, L, X, X, larger, smaller, smaller, so you can add them to get 70. For 80, you're going to add them. So L, X, X, X equals 80. Now let's take a look at this one. You have an X and then a C. That's 10 from 100. Well, what is 100 minus 10? It's 90. So that's how you would come up with the number 90. And then C equals 100. So those new ones, you can now remember how to use them by recognizing that L equals 50. L equals class?
50.
Good. C equals class?
100.
Good. C equals 100. D, one not listed on our chart, equals 500. D equals 500. D equals class?
500.
Good. Now, D will also not be repeated. Just like L is not repeated, you would not have 2 of them because 500 plus 500 is what, Emily?
1,000.
1,000. And we have a letter all by itself already that equals 1,000. What letter equals 1,000, Dev?
M.
M is correct. If you know the word millennium, a millennium is 1,000 years. So that can help you remember that the letter M equals 1,000. So here are the new ones. Now this time I'm going to do them in a different order. I'm going to show you just the number. You tell me what letter it would be. What letter equals 100? Gage.
C.
Good. What letter equals 500? Jacob. Good. What letter equals 50? Dev.
L.
Good. What letter equals 1,000? Lexi?
M.
Well done. Now take out your arithmetic page. Let's take a look at our arithmetic page. Page 221. 221, write your name at the top. Then let's take a look at the top with 9 as a factor. We have 3 clutches of blue iguana eggs, 9 eggs in each clutch. There are 27 eggs in all. The blue iguana can grow to be 5 feet long. At 25 pounds, it is the heaviest iguana. It can live as long as a human can. I hope to never see one in person other than in a zoo. Let's take a look at number 1. Write the products. Let's look at letters A through P. Go ahead and write the answers. See how many you can do from memory.